How do I create a PowerPoint? I'm Tabitha Driver, and I work at the LRC, or the library, which is located on the second floor of the administration building of the community college. And I, along with the other staff, are always happy to help you with your assignments. We can help you with the technology. We can help you find resources that you can study to help you with your assignments. We're good to help you with brainstorming, with outlining, editing. We are here to help. And we are here to help you understand how to make a PowerPoint. In the LRC, we have computers, study rooms, study areas, and helpful library staff. So come visit us. How do you start making a PowerPoint? In your search bar at the bottom, you can type PowerPoint and it pops up right there, or maybe you can hit the start menu and it might pop up without you typing. You may have to type it in too. And so then you click that PowerPoint app and open it up. Here we have a number of different options. You can do a blank presentation, or you could choose a ready-made design. This makes your presentation look fantastic without you needing to do a lot of work, or it gives you ideas for where to start. But we're just going to do a blank presentation. Here it already has a text box. It is where you can add text. So PowerPoint. And then you're going to want to add to your title page, you're going to want to add your name and your class and your instructor. You'll notice there's a red line saying that something's misspelled. So let's go ahead and right-click that to see how we spell it. Oh, we have a capitalization error. And then it's very important to make sure that you save this. So up here in the top left corner, we have a purple save icon. So you click save and you give it a title. It might suggest a title for you, or you can type in your own. If you want to add a new slide, you hit new slide, and maybe you want pictures, maybe you want title and content, maybe you want blank. If you decide later that you want to delete this, just click the slide that you want to delete over here. And hit delete on your keyboard, or right-click and hit delete there. If you want to add a text box that's not already on your presentation, you're going to go to Insert and Text Box. And then you click wherever you want to type. There are three areas you probably want to think about when creating a PowerPoint: your organization, your design, and the words you have written in it. So first of all, organization. You're probably going to want to have a title slide like we have here that gives a title for your presentation, your name, your instructor's name, your class. And you're also probably going to want to have a concluding slide that kind of summarizes everything you've said. And then in the middle, you want at least 3 slides giving your different points. And for each of those points, you might have some title slides for those points, and then more detail on a second page about that point, or however you want to do that. Now, of course, you're going to want to add pictures to make your slides more interesting. So you're going to click Insert again, and then over here, Pictures. And the easiest way is to click Stock Images here. Now, if you have your own picture on this computer, then you'd click this device, or Online Pictures lets you search, but you do want to make sure that they are pictures that are acceptable for you to use, that you have the right to, and there's lots of free pictures out there, so it's easy to do using websites like Pixabay or StockSnap.io. But here's very easy to add some pictures. And so we click the picture that we want and insert it into our PowerPoint. And over here, it gives us some suggestions for how to design it here, or I can click send backward to put it in the back, but I like this. So let's go ahead and click over here. Looks great. And let's get started in our quote. I'm just going to drag that up there. Now, I highly recommend that you use as few fonts as possible. You maybe want to use 2 fonts, maybe one's cursive and one's plain, or one's fancy and one's simple, but you probably don't want to go overboard because 5 different fonts feels really busy. Of course, it depends what you're trying to do, but we could use a fun font here. So I'm going to come over, and right now I'm in the home section. I'm going to come over here, and this menu right here allows me to change my fonts, and I can see what the different types of fonts looks like. I like show card graphic. And then let's make this a lot bigger. So let's type in, well, I'll try 60. Too big. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Drag this over. And there we go. I can also change the font color. So if I click this text box, and then over here, this A with the line under it, the red line, I can change the color. So let's try blue. Another aspect that makes your PowerPoint more engaging is to add in charts and smart art. To do this, we again go to insert. Anything you want to add, a picture, text box, or a chart, you have to hit insert first. And then right here we have smart art and we have chart. So if we do a chart, it gives us all sorts of types of charts that we can insert in here. Just do a simple pie chart. Now we can do our pie chart many different ways. This one's kind of fun. And then we can actually change the numbers here so that it's correct. So if we want to say 20 and 60. I'm going to close this. I can always get back to it. And then I can also change the way this pie chart looks up here. If I want to change the colors, I can do that. I like these colors better. Smart art is very similar to charts. It has a lot of different options as well. But notice that we used blue before, so it's still in blue, but we can change the colors again. I can type in my text here, or I can type it in here, whichever I want. So organize, design, write your PowerPoint. And here I can add in pictures. So remember, the stock images is usually where you want to go for that. One other thing you might want to do is you might want to add just some simple color to your slide. So if you insert, remember it's back to that insert. If you insert shapes, and it gives you all sorts of shapes. But that just adds some color. And then if you want to type in the shape, you can. Now let's talk about how you write the information in your PowerPoint. Obviously, if your teacher is asking you to create a PowerPoint, they want to know that you have learned this information. So you don't want to just copy the information straight over. You want to put it in your own words and to show that you can present this information, you have thought through this information, you understand what's happening. We call that paraphrasing. So if the textbook says communication affects every aspect of your life, relationships, work, personal appointments, and your personal dreams, you don't want to just copy that over. You don't want to do something very similar to that. So you wouldn't say communication affects every aspect of your life, or communication influences every feature of your life. That's just replacing different words. So here's a couple tips if you want to put it into your own words. This is the cheat sheet. So you might want to list some of the keywords and what they say. So communication is a keyword, life, relationships, work. And then you can replace them with synonyms. But remember, you don't want to just replace those particular words. You're also going to want to change the order and just change the whole way of saying it. So some related words to communication would be talking or presenting. Some related words to relationships would be family and friends. That's who you have relationships with. Work would be colleagues. So again, it's not exactly the same word, but we're just brainstorming here. And then we could change up the order. So instead of putting talking and presenting or communication at the beginning, like the textbook did, we could put it at the end. So our paraphrase might say something like, whether you're talking with friends, colleagues, or the mechanic, you need to be able to present yourself with confidence. That says the same thing the textbook said, but it put it in our own words. It's not copying it word for word. Once you have written your information, then you want to check and make sure that the spelling and the capitalization and the punctuation and any other grammar aspect is correct. PowerPoint will fix a lot of your mistakes for you. It will just automatically capitalize words, and you might have to put the periods at the end of sentences. That's something I'm not sure it always catches. But, and sometimes if you misspell a word, it will fix it. So it's generally correct when it does this. You have to double check it. You're responsible, obviously. If you ever see this red line underneath, like we saw with PowerPoint earlier, then right click on it and it will give you some options for how to fix it. So misspelled is obviously misspelled here. So you're going to right click on it to fix it and then click the correct one. So if your PowerPoint is correctly organized, you have a title slide, you have a concluding slide, and 3 or more points. If it's creatively designed, you've added pictures and color, and your fonts, your title fonts are bigger than the other information and so on. If you have charts, if you make it fun. And if it's carefully written, if you've checked your grammar and your spelling, and if you've paraphrased and not just copied word for word, then you're going to get a positive grade and show that you know this information.